Welcome to class. This is to prepare you for the Pre-AP Test 1-2. So what do you need to know to be successful? First of all, you need to know how to classify numbers. Numbers can be either be called counting numbers, whole numbers, integers, or rational numbers. So 0, 4, 25, 32, counting number. Can 0 be counted? Can you count to 0? No, you cannot. So that means, let me grab my pen. That means D is out. Whole number. Is 0 a whole number? Yeah, it is. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know it could be 2. So it's either B or C. Can these be integer? Yes, it can be. Integers can be negative or positive without fractions or decimal. So the only thing left is C. Rational number, can these be written as a decimal? Yes, 4 could be 4.0. 25 could be 25.0. Number 2, box each number that is categorized incorrectly and draw an arrow to the appropriate category. So let's start with the first one. Natural numbers, a counting number. 2 you can count, 0 is a whole number. 8 is a number you can count. That should be a natural number. 6 is a number you can count to. That should be a natural number. This is a decimal. Decimal should be in the rational numbers with fractions. And then negative 7 is an integer. And that is how to classify. 3, 4, 5. What is the absolute value of negative 6? How far is negative 6 from 0? 6 units away. What is the opposite of h? The opposite of negative 3 is 3. What's the absolute value of negative 4.5? How far is it from 0? 4.5 units. What do you notice about absolute value? It is always positive. Distance is always positive. Now, please put these correctly labeled. So a number line, again, goes from least to greatest. So this is the half, so it goes between 1 and 2. This is the halfway point right here. So we know you cannot be G and H because it's a 2/3 is a halfway. So it's either this one or this one. All right, so let's look at the first one. 1 and 1/10. Wait, 1 and 8/10? A half is half of a dollar, 50 cents. So 1 and 8/10 is like 1 and 80 hundredths. So you know it can't be this one. The only thing that's left is this one. So 1 and 1/10 or 1 and 10 hundredths. 1 and 1/4, a fourth of a dollar. So if you have a dollar and you divide it to 4 parts, it's 25 cents. A half is 50 cents. 2/3 is 66, repeating, and 8/10 is 80. So this is from least to greatest. Next one. Mr. Ronda class orders rational numbers on a number line. Please draw it in the correct spot. So 0 is right. Oh, here's 0. 0 and 6/10 is a little more than 0. What is 3/4? This is 3 divided by 4. So if I do 3 divided by 4, can 4 go in 3? 0 times. Can 4 go in 30? 7 times. So I annex is 0. 30 take away 28 is 2. How do I get rid of this remainder? Annex another 0. Can 4 go in 25 times? And that's why 7,500 is more than 6/10 or 60 hundredths. Another way to get is a fourth of a dollar is 25 cents. 3 of them is 75 cents. So negative 2 and 2/10 is so you go back negative 1, negative 2, and negative 2 and 3/10 right here. Then negative 4 and 25, you go back 1, 2, 3, 4, a little more, and this is the placement. Number 8, can you model 3 groups of negative 2 or 3 jumps of negative 2? So I go start 0. I do a jump to negative 2, another jump to negative 2, another jump to negative 2. So each jump represents negative 2, so it equals negative 6. Or you could do 3 times 2 is 6. Opposite is negative. Simplify each expression. Which one are equivalent? So let's pretend we're a third grader. I'm going to see these third grade questions. 2 times 4 is 8. Opposite, negative. Parentheses means multiply. 2 times 4 is 8. Opposite is negative. 2 times 4, again, third grader. Let's look at this, the whole numbers. 2 times 4 is 8. Opposite of a negative is a positive, and 2 times 4 is 8. So these two are equivalent. These two are equivalent. 10, 11, 12, 13. Simplify the expression. So these are all for operation. This is divide. Remember, we learned this. This is 36 divided by, this means divide, negative 3. What is 36 divided by 3? 12. Opposite, negative 12. Number 11 is a takeaway, a subtraction. You start with 4 negatives. Can I take 16 negatives from this? No, I need to draw 16 pairs. I take away the negatives away. Do I have more negatives or more positive? Well, positives. But how many more positives do I have? Well, this cancels with this cancels with this cancels with this cancels with this. So I have 12 more positive. 12 is a multiplying. Parentheses mean multiply. 3 times 4 is 12. Opposite of a negative is a positive. And number 13, you have 21 positive, and you're going to add 9 negatives to it. Do I have more positive or more negative? More positive. How many more positives do I have? 12 positive. I don't know if you realize, but these three are the same answer. This one is not. 14. Mr. Gary purchased a new freezer. Before he can store in it, the freezer must be cooled to negative 18 degrees. The current temperature in the freezer is 21 degrees. How many degrees will the temperature need to drop before it cools to negative 18? So let's make sure we understand this. It must be negative 18 degrees. So somewhere right here. The current temperature is 21 degrees right here. How far does it need to drop? How far is 21 to 0? 21 degrees. How far is negative 18 back to 0? 18 degrees. So how far are they from each other? 39 degrees. It needs to drop 39 degrees. If you do not want to solve it that way, you can solve it mathematically. 21 take away negative 18. So 21 take away negative 18. So I draw 21 positives. Can I take 18 negatives from this? No, I need to draw 18 pairs. 0 pairs. I take away the 18 negatives, count all the positive, which is 39 positives. 15. The temperature in Denver has been dropping 4 degrees each hour. How many degrees would it have after 5 hours? Let me draw clocks. So in the first clock, or first hour, it dropped 4 degrees. Then it dropped 4 degrees. That's 8 degrees. Dropped 4 degrees, 12 degrees. Dropped 4 more degrees, 16 degrees. And dropped 4 more degrees, 20. Negative 20. Don't forget the bubble in the negative and the 2 and a 0. 16. Mono plays a flute. She plans to practice 3 half as many days as last year, which does not represent the change in Mono's practice time. So here is, how would you say this as a division problem? 3 divided by 2. In case you forgot why, imagine that this is a division bar right here. And so, oh, this is correct. Let's see. Oh, if I had to divide this, 3 divided into 2 groups. This is correct. That's true, true. So one of these is wrong. So what is 3 divided by 2? It goes in 1 time. How do I get rid of this remainder? Annex a decimal point and 0. 2 goes in 10 5 times. So 1.5 or 1.5. So C is not correct. 17. How do you know that 57/20th equals 2 and 17/20th equals 2 and 8500? So we know that this means 57 divided by 20. So we did 57 divided 20. And that's how we divide it out, you'll get 2 and 8500ths. Another way to do it is you have 2 groups. Each group is broken into 20 parts. That's 40. 2 times 20 is 40. Plus 17 is 57/20. Or you could do 2 and 8500 divide by 5 divide by 5. We simplify this. That's 17/20th. So that's another way to do it. 2 and 17/20. And number 18, name a fraction less than 1/4 and find its decimal. I could do 1/10. That's less than 1/4 because 1/4 case you were wondering, how do you build it to the hundreds place? Times 25, times 25, 25 hundreds. And that is less than it. And last but not least, put them from greatest to least. So 0 and 5/10 is half. So let's think. All of these numbers, rational numbers, are more than a half. So which one is the greatest? I'm going to use common denominator. What does 2, 16, 8, and 4 all share in common? 16. So how do you build 5, 8 to 16? Times 2. So 5 times 2 is 10 16. How do you build 4 to 16? Times 4. So that's 12 16. So which 16 is the greatest? 3/4. So that is Peter's. So B and C are out. What is the second greatest? 11 16, target. So D is the answer. Well, good luck on your next upcoming test, test 1-2.